is approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes from March 5th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign, and the motion passes. Next up, it looks like we have, I can't get my agenda up. 500. Okay, it's County Road 500 East project. Zach?
Yep. I think Dan with American Structure Point was going to be here. Yep.
Cheers, Stu.
I got your back.
Good
There's a
morning.
little button to push on the front of that. There you go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, I'm here for the County Road 500 reconstruction project. We are reconstructing the road from US 52 up to County Road 350. There are some intersection improvements at County Road 350. We're adding a northbound through to right, improving the geometry of that intersection considerably. Work on County Road 400 South includes resurfacing only. We're not doing anything there off of the pavement. We're here today for a portion of this project drains to the Elliott regulated drain. We've previously prepared and submitted calculations to the surveyor's office, and they've been reviewed by their engineer, and we're here because that project was recommended for approval and discussion at a meeting. So if there's any more detailed questions, I'm happy to work on answering them.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Just real quick, we'll make sure we get this in the meeting minutes. So a couple different things. They are providing detention within the roadside ditches. As I think Dan mentioned, this project splits between the J and Kirkpatrick County Regulated Drain Watershed, which is basically the south half or the south 2/3 approximately, and then the north third goes into the Elliott County Regulated Drain. As you can see on the north side, I don't know if my pointer's working today or not. Maybe not.
There it is.
Yeah, okay. So if you can see the digital crosshairs there, the red line to the east side of the road represents the Elliott subsurface county regulated tile. It's a 15-inch that was rerouted around the concrete plant 15, 20 years ago. They are showing to replace this tile underneath the roadway. I think the first iteration of the plans that I reviewed showed 15-inch. I think there was a new submittal that may have shown an 18-inch. Either will be fine, as it's 15-inch on the east side of the road. There's some existing inlets there. When Monig Industries, which is the project to the west side of the road, was developed, they vacated the tile across their property. So the regulated drain stops on the western road right-of-way line. Myself and staff and the folks at Burke, during the review process, we did ensure that the existing natural watershed boundary was maintained, meaning that I wanted to ensure they weren't bringing water from the watershed to the south, which is the J and Kirkpatrick, that does not go into this system in its existing state, and which that is true. They maintain that. So I want to make sure they didn't overload that tile system is the point. So we have reviewed this. It all seems to be in compliance and meets the ordinance. The drainage impact resolution to the south and the JN has been maintained, and so we'd recommend that approval as presented. Happy to answer any questions.
So Zach, the only thing I'm questioning is what comes down to the south, is that going all the way down to the blue line at the Kirkpatrick ditch, or are we coming under 52?
No, yes, it eventually makes its way down to the open ditch, yes.
Okay. All right.
So the Kirkpatrick is open on the east side of 52?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
Yes, that was the
we
last
cleaned that
phase
out.
that we constructed a few years ago, began here on the east side of 450 East, and we extended it to the east, to the west side of 52, then south here, if you're following the pointer. And then it crosses 52, and then over, and then it ends, the open ditch ends on the east side of the 500 east, right here.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Any public comment reference to the project?
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we grant construction approval for the County Road 500 East reconstruction project per the Burke memo dated March 11th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for construction approval. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. And the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Zach, I think we're
Yep.
going to award some bids.
Yep,
They bid.
we do. We have several items under other business today. The first is the notice of awarding for the contract on the John Bowes County Regulated Drain Reconstruction. We received, we received 6 different bids. Reinhardt Excavating Incorporated was the low bid at $549,312.68. Burke and staff has reviewed all of the bids, and I did crunch the numbers myself, and everything seems to be in line. Nobody transposed or fat-fingered any numbers. So we would move forward and recommend that the Drainage Board award the bid to Reinhardt Excavating Incorporated.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion passes.
Very good. And then on the same project, which is the John Bowes County Regulated Drain, two-stage ditch reconstruction, I have a construction observation contract for T-Bird Design in the amount of $68,500. I would recommend that the Drainage Board approve this contract as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And that motion passes.
Next on the agenda is we have 2 petitions. Both are for the S.W. Elliott County Regulated Drain. The first is for Duke Energy. This project is immediately south of State Road 38 and also the Norfolk and Southern Railroad and east of Veterans Memorial Parkway. They will be directionally boring underneath the open ditch of the Elliott. So the next petition, if you'd like to put them together, is from Tippecanoe. It is also on the Elliott, S.W. Elliott. It is immediately east of County Road 500 East and south of Old County Road 350 South. It is also a directional bore project. We have reviewed both and would recommend approval as presented.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion passes.
Then the last on the agenda, we have a maintenance agreement. This is for Manaloa Renting LLC. This is the old Kiger Bakery located on State Road 38. And it is on the east or southeast side of the Therese Meadows regulated drain, which crosses State Road 38. And this site sits immediately south of 38 and east of the open ditch. So they are going to redevelop this site. I have met with Todd Starr, myself, and the client have met at least once, maybe twice, and we've had numerous conversations about this project. So one of the buildings they are going to tear down, which is the one that sits immediately on the top of bank. It's actually in jeopardy of falling in the ditch currently. So they are going to remove it. And then the other buildings they're going to remodel and reconfigure and reconfigure the parking lot. But they are willing to sign the maintenance agreement, which is consistent with other projects that the board has approved in the last 20 years. So I would recommend approval as presented. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'm sure Todd would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board?
Move to approve this maintenance agreement.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. Do you have anything else, Zach?
We just, as a quick update to the board, my office did a dredging project on the O'Neill County Regulated Drain recently, within the last couple of weeks. It went very well. We had, so just for reference, the J.K. O'Neill County Regulated Drain is on the south side of Lafayette. So if you're traveling if you're traveling south on 231, immediately south of where the 4-lane transitions back to a 2-lane, immediately south of that transition is where the O'Neill crosses 231. We started at that location there at the bridge on the east side, and then dredged the ditch on to the east all the way to South 9th Street. And then also there's a branch of the ditch that heads to the south. We also dredged it as there was a major need. The ditch was silted in about 4 feet, and water was coming from the south and jumping out of the ditch and running across tillable farmland, and it was creating a serious problem. And so we've rectified that situation. I also, for the general public, I know I have, and such as the board members, I'm sure, I'm only speaking for myself, but this is more of a public service announcement. I have received several phone calls in regards to possible solar farm in the northwest part of the county. I just want to let everybody know that as of our latest revision of the Tippecanoe County Stormwater Drainage Ordinance, which was in 2023, we did add a section of guidelines and technical requirements for any solar operation. So there is guidance on stormwater drainage in our existing drainage ordinance. So I do want to put that out there so that folks in the public know that. And obviously, if anything were to move forward, anyone would have to follow those requirements and be in compliance with our ordinance. So just wanted to let everybody know that. I thought that'd be a good piece of information to get out there in the public, because I know I've probably had about 10 phone calls this week. So just wanted to put that out there. I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's all I have today.
And a quick update on the Buck Creek Colburn wastewater project. I think the board knows that the bids were published back in March, and it looks like we are scheduled to open the first round of bids on April 15th, and then again on the 16th and the 17th at meetings that are open to the public here in the county office building. I think the bids have to be in at 9:30 in the morning, and they'll be open. That meeting starts at 10. And currently there are 5 contracts. Contract A is the wastewater treatment plant. Contract B is the collection system in Buck Creek. C is the force main between the 2 towns. D is Colburn. And E is the irrigation pivot. That is new to the process. That was added shortly after we began the publication process. And that's the only one that still has a second publication date of April 7th. So more to come as we get to those dates. That's all I have. Any questions about that project? Any public comment?